What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCamTV for this, another edition of CubReacts. Today, we're jumping into a brand new video from Alikiba. This one goes by the name UTU. It's the official music video. I believe this track was released on his most recent album project, Only One King. And yeah, I'm very excited to jump into this one. We've done a couple of Alikiba reactions on the channel, so I'm excited to jump into it. As always, if you are new to the channel, though, please make sure you are hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page, turning notifications on, leaving a like, leaving a comment, all that good stuff. And before we jump into this one, I want to say the channel has just hit 1 million total views. Incredible stuff. Never expected it to happen, so big up each and every one of you for getting involved. Thank you. It's awesome to see. So there we go. Do remember with this one, though, it's a slightly longer video, so there may be cuts and pauses just to make sure the tune doesn't get blocked for copyright when it eventually goes up onto YouTube. I'll try my best to keep it as lengthy as we can, but there may be a few cuts and pauses that we need to jump into. Without further ado, then, let's jump right into this one. Instrumental structures, fantastic so far. I'm loving those kind of clav keyboards we're hearing popping away.
You sweet like a pee-pee, mama. I can't fight, I can't kill someone.
This is beautiful, man. The combination of those very kind of chimey sort of sounding xylophones along with the very subtle sounding percussion, the constant sort of rolling 4x4 drums gives this one such a unique sense of rhythm, and it's really refreshing how stripped back the arrangement actually is. I feel with a lot of the time people are scared to kind of strip back the drums and just let them be what they're supposed to be. They almost overcomplicate them. This is all about a very simple set of melodies, a wicked sounding vocal, and really nice drum processing as well. This sounds great so far, and the video looks clean as well.
I'm in the danger zone. Oh no, this feeling that I'm feeling, it's too much. I see future, life with you is so brighter.
Oh, that bassline's cold.
You know that I'll die for you.
Bassline's really cold.
Oh, sweetheart, life with you is so sweet.
Yeah, listening through, man, that bass line to me reminds me of like a classic sort of 80s dancehall sound. Very System influenced in the way it kind of comes across. Just a big booming, like... If you have to like make that noise to kind of imitate the bass line that's going on, it definitely just reminds me of System culture. But again, the vocal's so clean on top. The actual processing of the tune's really good because that bass line is so heavy, but it doesn't overwrite anything else that's going on in the tune. And that's a really difficult thing to achieve when it's so potent and digital as well at the same time.
I go better, sana, you know that. I go better, sana, you know that. Yeah. Now how come I keep you when you do me? Oh my love.
The vocal influxes this guy brings are crazy. You mad? Yeah, this is gorgeous to listen through, man. Again, the kind of subtleties of those vocal inflections for me are the thing that really stand out in this. It shows a sense of vocal delicacy, and it also shows a sense of vocal mastery at the same time. The ability to kind of cut into those sort of half notes and almost slide your vocal between. It's a really difficult thing to do from a performance aspect, and the way it's very, very clean, it doesn't sound like it's super vocally processed either. It feels like the vocal's quite natural sounding. There's obviously going to be a little bit of correction. There always is these days, but it doesn't sound like it's overbearing. It sounds like it's just a wicked vocal line. Fantastic stuff. I'm loving the melodies on this as well, man. It's a tune that makes you smile at the end of the day. What more could you ask? Wicked shot. Again, it's quite an unorthodox sounding set of instrumentation here with those kind of rolling, I don't even know what they are. They're very digital sounding horns, I think. Very digital sounding brass synthesizers. And it sounds really cool, just that very unusual pattern of that little kind of repeating theme works really nicely, and I think overall this is one of my favorite things I've heard from Alikiba, man. Again, the actual video looks fantastic. Loving the kind of use of the white doves as well, the scenery in the background. It looks fantastic. And as I was saying earlier, it's a tune that just makes you want to smile. And obviously it's Friday morning, the weekend is here. This is exactly what I'm kind of keen to listen to at this period. That bass line as well.
Siku zote maumivu yapo kutufunza, tukipata furaha jinsi gani ya kuitunza.
Again, man. Even that transition out of the hook, which is very much focused on kind of slanted vocals and finding sort of pockets in between different pieces of notation, moving just very swiftly into such a smooth sounding vocal there. Again, what I'm really liking about Alikiba is the vocal variants. Like, he's able to move around so many different areas vocally without it sounding forced or harsh in any way. It just sounds natural that he's able to kind of skip around all of these different areas. It's a fantastic vocal display. And again, the instrumental is just not getting boring. It's constantly growing and switching and changing and morphing, and it's constantly kind of updating with your ears. You don't know what's going to come next, and I love hearing that, especially with tunes like this. Let's go! Yeah, the little kind of guitar plugs in the background, are you mad?
Sasa napewa amani, mapenzi yasiyo na mipaka. Ananikanda huko mabegani, ananishika na hapo.
Oh, the bass line, he's mad. Like, I'm struggling not to smile listening through this, whether it be the kind of subject matter of the video. The video, it's a sweet video, you know, it is a sweet video showing two people enjoying each other's company. What more beautiful thing is there in the world, realistically? But on top of that, the actual instrumental is so pleasing. Who knew a xylophone could sound this good? It sounds fantastic. That little that little sliding melody at the top, it's crazy. And I also like the fact there's a lot of synergy between the different melodies going on. The bass line has a similar kind of ebb and flow kind of going up and down. The way the xylophone melody is coming in, it's got a similar kind of thing going up and down. The vocal melody going it's a similar kind of pattern. There's a real synergy between all of the different pieces of instrumentation within it.
Na hakuna kipya kwenye dunia, oh my love, kando mana tamana zizuia, oh my love, natupa maelfu kwa mamia in this world, ile wepeke limekuchagua.
Oh, it's beautiful, man.
I swear to God, na umebarikiwa utu, na utulivu, umebarikiwa.
This is awesome, man. There's something so pleasing about the arrangement, and again, going back into those very sort of the term is GI. Essentially, it's a term used in music production quite a lot. It's essentially a digital recreation of a sort of live instrument. So you get GI strings, and it stands for generic instrument. So if you were to kind of have a strings plugin on whatever production software you use, that would be usually it would be GI. It would be a very kind of emulated version of the sound, and you've kind of got that with the brass on here. It doesn't sound like natural brass. It sounds like very computer generated brass, but it has a charm to it, you know. It has a really bizarre kind of digital charm, which I love listening through, and the whole arrangement follows that sort of pattern as well. Oh, little vocal switches, are you mad? Can't tell me you're not smiling listening to this tune, man. You really, really can't. Again, the video adds such a kind of visual happiness and a visual kind of amplitude to what's going on as well, which is crazy when you actually think about it. But the actual tune overall is just so satisfying. Like, there's very little to dislike about it. Again, we're now getting into these really cool kind of sweeping synthesizers. It's just so pleasing. Like, that's the best way to describe it. It's sonically adept, shall we say. It's beautiful, beautifully arranged. I've got a real thing for kind of sweeping melodies and just kind of go through the middle of a tune. What a cool thing to add towards the end as well. This entire outro bridge section, like, we're already at 3 minutes 47. It wasn't needed, you know, but it doesn't. It adds to the tune, and I think this is something that we're seeing more and more on a kind of global scale now. We're getting these more complex outros. We aren't just seeing people fade tunes out. We aren't just seeing people repeat the hook and finish the tune. We're seeing people add on outro bridges, and it just means that we're getting such a wider kind of sense of detail within a lot of these recordings. It's awesome to hear. We're going to let this one run through and then finish off. I know this has been a slightly longer reaction. Again, whenever a tune's around 4 minutes, just to get around the copyright, often we have to cut things down or wait for longer throughout the tune. It's annoying, but it's what we have to deal with, and it's all part of the fun at the end of There we go. Out to Ivan on the directing for this one. A beautiful music video to go along with a beautiful tune. This one, Alikiba, UTU, off an album which I believe, if I'm getting the name right, is the Only King. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the album. I haven't had a chance to actually listen to it. Yeah, Only One King. There we go. Only One King. But yeah, wicked tune. Love the sounds of this one. I think Alikiba does a fantastic job on the vocals, and I also think there's a lot to be said for the actual production value of the tune as well. Really love the sounds of this one, and I hope you guys did enjoy this technical analysis and musical breakdown. If you did, please make sure you're getting involved with the channel by hitting that subscribe button on the right hand side of the page, turning notifications on, leaving a like, leaving a comment, all of that good stuff, and we shall see you all next time. Have a good one, and peace.
Sounding so good right now. But they're sounding a bright and town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, CubCamTV. Stay locked.